Today we're with Jet Swift, who has accrued over 300,000 followers across all of his platforms.
I never would have thought I would be posting full time now as a content creator.
Is there any social media influencers that you looked up to before you started?
Started doing this and I started seeing numbers fast. He had 30K on Instagram.
Have you noticed any DMs from girls or anything?
I get hundreds of them every day. No, the first one actually got 6,000, 6,500 for some reason.
You're like, dang, I'm good at this thing.
No. Then I looked at it later and it had 21K in half an hour.
But when you said being on the good side of the algorithm, what do you mean by that?
So I know that either in the future or in the past, maybe they've gone through the same type of thing that I'm posting. So
I think that's a big, huge topic.
That is huge.
The C-bums and the Bradley Martins, they're all on steroids.
All right.
So you start it, and then
This is the pilot episode of the Rethink Media podcast.
what are you looking at?
Look at yours.
Yeah. All right. Today we're with Jet Swift, who has accrued over 300,000 followers across all of his platforms. And today, Jet, we just want to thank you for coming on. Appreciate your time. And we're just going to talk about how you started in the social media space and where you want to go in the future. And maybe some insights that you want to give to some people out there who are looking to grow. They're all on social medias.
All right, Jet, so how did you begin this journey?
yeah, so I've never really posted on social media at all, pretty much all my life. Maybe when I was young, like we all do, stupidly just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah.
Deleted everything, and I probably hadn't posted for 3 or 4 years, starting in high school. I kept coming across these gym influencers on Instagram, and I thought the way that they would record things, the type of styles, all that stuff was super cool. And there was one day that I just wanted to test it out.
Yeah.
So I actually asked one of my friends, Haley, who's also my videographer, asking if we could do this type of thing. I showed her that video, and she was like, yeah, let's do it. So.
Was there any social media influencers that you looked up to before you started?
Yeah, so shout out to Tristan Aguilar. Him and his brother, they're twins. They posted a lot daily, and I just loved the type of styles they were doing. The editing was amazing, and that's the person that got me into it. So.
What kind of styles from their content have you made it into your own content, and have you made that your own personalized?
Yeah, so they would put some type of quote, and then of course on the beat drop it would change to a new quote. Keeps you engaged in the content and watching the full thing. I loved how there would be a change of tone from the beginning of the Instagram reel to the end, and that was based on the music that they used.
So were you trying to make it a full-time thing, or did you ever have that in mind? Or
No, I think with anything, you don't really think anything's gonna blow up. As far as maybe posting videos just for fun, seeing how they do, it's always fun to see your views go up, stuff like that. I never would have thought I would be posting full time now as a content creator. I always played hockey my whole life, so from there I thought I was gonna be a hockey player. And then suddenly I got into this. Hockey kind of politically went down the drain. So started doing this, and I started seeing numbers fast. And that's where I really got into it.
I was going to ask you, how quickly did it start, going off for you?
So within 3 months, I already had 30K on Instagram.
So, right away, you saw, how many reels did it take you to get to 10?
Only took about
10K views, 20K views.
Yeah, that only took about 10K views.
Just what were the milestones?
when you hit your first 10K video?
When you first started posting, was it 200 views, 500 views?
No, the first one actually got 6,000, 6,500 for some reason.
You're like, dang, I'm good at this thing.
No, I was like, wow, that's a little bit more than I thought. But then posted the second one. That one actually did well. I think it got 19K.
Wow.
That's still not where I actually started. I started on my fourth one. Posted that one. Then I went to the gym. I just turned my notifications off. Then I looked at it later out of the gym, and it had 21K in half an hour. So I was like, whoa, okay. And then that's from there. I was kind of just posting every day or almost every day if I could.
Wow.
That's cool. So with those messages that you put online, have you gotten like messages from viewers like saying how that has impacted them?
Oh, tons. I get hundreds a day on Instagram.
I feel like does that like drive you a lot?
Oh, for sure.
Is that
I
the
think
number one thing?
just knowing that I'm helping other people and they're supporting me, it kind of helps me want to create more and motivates me to do more.
That's awesome.
And just create a better relationship between me and my viewers. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's something that drives me too.
Yeah.
Is the positive feedback that you get from viewers, for sure.
Yeah. And what do you think like equated to the success like that quickly?
I think it's just being consistent.
Yeah.
Because after that fourth reel, I was just doing it every day. Not that they did well each time, but Instagram's algorithm reads if you post a certain amount of times, what time of the day. They have all these tons of things that I've studied a bit, and they like it when you post a lot.
True.
And like, have you seen like just one a day be that sweet spot?
One a day is typically what the sweet spot would be. Some people I knew would do 2 or 3. Sometimes they do well if they're on that good side of the algorithm, but a lot of times I feel like it would be a waste where they could be producing that along a whole month instead of doing 3 in a day and then maybe stopping for a day.
Yeah.
So
when you said being on the good side of the algorithm, what do you mean by that?
algorithms, just like computer systems, technology, they have their ups and downs, no matter what they are. Some I've noticed between probably November to March, it's a little bit slower as far as views. I've seen it even with major influencers, like 1 million followers. They get less views, or maybe the same amount of views, but less likes. But it's driven by like likes, saves, interaction with the videos, sends, stuff like that.
Wow.
That's cool. So consistency is the number one thing.
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sticking to that niche. I think it is good to switch it up once in a while. For example, if I do like something relatable, maybe next week I'll do something funny. So if it reaches that crowd, now I have a crowd from relatable and funny.
Yeah.
True. Because you want to diversify your content.
Right.
You don't want to be too dialed into one thing. I think.
Exactly.
But did you start with the one niche and then kind of spread out when you gained a following?
Yes. Yep. I think because it just helped me mentally, just knowing that it helped people with what I was going through, posting that, seeing how other people related to it, has helped not only like heal me, but also motivate me to do more things. So
I think that's a big, huge topic. Like
That is huge.
you kind of felt there was a way to express yourself.
correct.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the fact that people would say, "Oh, I can relate to that," or "You're going through the same thing."
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah. And that made it like organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about kind of like what you were going through, like your mental health at that time, or?
yeah, I'd say it was a mix between like hockey. Obviously, there's relationships. I know that's one big reason why people get into the gym. I guess just when you're just putting in all your hard work, all your effort, and it's still not like good enough in a sense, it really drives you to get better, improve yourself every day. So me expressing that through my content kind of helped motivate people to do the same.
Wow.
Kind of like a discipline type thing.
Right.
Like you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to, yeah, I like that.
So have you received any like negative comments or criticism?
Oh, tons. I mean, the way I look at it is not only does it help the algorithm if they do comment or interact with that video, but also I know that either in the future or in the past, maybe they've gone through the same type of thing that I'm posting. So it's either hitting like that spot that they're not liking, or it will in the future. And I don't think they'll realize that until they go through it. So
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Like it, because of that controversy that's, struck up in the comment section, like blows the video up. I mean, that's where I've seen a lot of, but you also like what have you seen most of the negative stuff on or about? Like, is it?
I'd say they just don't like seeing, they like seeing more just like motivational, people flexing.
Yeah.
But when I think of like people posting like them flexing and stuff like that, love it, don't get me wrong. But not all of the audience can like relate to that type of thing. A lot of people will relate mentally and not physically. So, I mean, most of the audience probably aren't jacked like these big influencers. Me, if I'm posting something relatable, that can go through everyone.
Yeah, sure.
Big influencers, just normal people on the streets, anything like that.
Yeah.
People can relate to that. So.
So you're really including kind of everyone in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is huge.
I also feel like fitness influencers now, like the C-Bums and the Bradley Martins, like they're all on steroids. Like they're all. It's not like a real image of what like fitness is. Like fitness should be including everybody, and that's kind of sick that like you just include everybody in your content.
Right.
Sure. When you were talking about like negative comments, also I feel like that's a lot of people's insecurities coming out in their own way. Like to leave a hate comment on Instagram, like that's somebody else's insecurity coming out. So that like negative comments should just only motivate you more to post. I feel like
that's huge.
Yeah. Have you gotten any negative?
A ton. I feel like if you're posting, you're gonna get some negativity in some way.
Yeah.
Like, and it's
like, oh, this is dumb. Why are you doing it?
Yeah, and it's always like in the beginning, especially too. Like,
regardless of what you do, you're gonna get negative feedback, which isn't always bad.
Yeah.
I'd take it as like a lesson to move further, but sometimes, I mean, it's funny. It's like,
right.
It's humor.
True. Yeah. I've gotten some negative comments, and it's just like I just laugh at it.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Why are you leaving a comment on somebody else's thing?
Yeah.
It's just annoying. Do you notice like friends or family kind of questioning what you were doing in the beginning, or?
I'd say a lot of friends for sure. They didn't like that I was posting daily. I mean, I could see that, how it gets annoying maybe.
Yeah.
But I've posted even on my stories. I haven't made it a post, but if you don't like what you see, you can unfollow me.
Yeah.
Not really a friend.
Yeah.
It's like,
you know,
stop.
Have any of them come back into your life, trying to like rekindle that friendship?
Yeah.
Once they see you pop
now
off.
some people want to like try to collab, or they want to do what I do, which I mean I'll still help them, support them. But
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that definitely. Did you see? I feel like we see most of the hate from the people we know, in the beginning at least. Like.
Yeah.
Like.
I think it was from like friends. When I first started posting, it was like friends would unfollow me, and I just be like, all right, cool, sick. Now I know that you're like not a true friend.
Yeah.
Right, and it's when you're getting started, when you're not big yet, or anything like that. Yeah, they don't. I guess they don't believe in you.
But then you had friends that supported you too, probably. Right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So then, if anything, that just shows you how good friends that they are too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
So how have you found yourself like creating a community on your social media pages?
I'd say it's the little things. So once you get started on a niche and you're just going through that, you get a lot of comments, DMs, stuff like that. The little things, and when I say that, is commenting back to those people. You don't know them, but commenting back, it makes their day, trust me. DMing them back, a lot of times they'll come to you for their problems or advice on how to improve, whether if it's physically or to grow their social media. If you respond to them, they're gonna love it. I've done that on Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, all that stuff. People love it. It keeps them engaged, lets your audience know that you're there to support them too, not just them supporting you.
That's huge. And I've seen, especially on Snapchat, you're super engaged.
Yep.
Like you are like responding to the questions, like, you know, doing all the stuff.
Yep, I get hundreds of them every day. So a lot of people even get mad at me for not responding to them, and it's not that I can't, it's I have a life too.
Yeah.
I try to post if I can. Some days I'll post like 10 questions that I answer, but a lot of people do get mad. But if they send something again and I see it, I'll respond to it.
Yeah.
So
Consistency.
Yeah. I kind of have a funny question. When you started getting clout on Instagram, have you noticed any like DMs from girls or anything? Or?
Oh yeah, little too much.
Isn't that crazy though? Like once you get a little bit of clout, then they'll start coming.
Yeah, a lot of people asking for shout outs, to be part of the videos in some type of way, or just wanting to be posted on my story for asking a question.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just answer them, but not on my story.
Yeah.
I'll just answer them and then maybe they'll try again next time. But
See, yeah. What has that taught you from that?
from what?
Like, well,
Does it make you, through getting fame, I guess fame,
Yeah.
clout, how have you seen kind of like, have you ever wanted to drift away from your morals? Or have you seen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I'd say it wouldn't. It kind of influenced you to do that, I guess, as a viewer. So me, before I started, when I saw people flexing,
Yeah.
cars, mansions, stuff like that, obviously it makes you want to go out of your way, get out of your morals just to try and succeed in that. But realistically, if you stick to what you're doing consistently, you're going to get that anyway without having to go through any of that. So
I think that's something huge to keep in mind as you're like growing a following.
Right.
Is how can you stay true to yourself?
exactly.
Not let the popularity kind of get to your head.
that's so true.
Yeah, I see a lot of people fall off.
Oh yeah.
Fall
Yep.
off from that. Has anybody at your gym kind of helped you in a way in like gaining a following? Or are there other influencers at your gym, or are you kind of like the only one?
When I do see people there, I think they got really strict on
The camera stuff?
yeah, they did after someone.
Hey, Lifetime. I got beef with Lifetime. I started doing a gym series in Lifetime, and they kicked me out because I had a camera.
Really?
I brought that camera in there, and they kicked me out. So I got beef. I just want to let that be known.
Actually might be okay now because I think I got fired. But
Who?
All right, boys.
That's what.
Yeah. Who has been like your core people as you've grown? Like, who's like been by your
Stayed
side?
there,
Yeah.
Haley, a friend and videographer. She's been recording for me from the start, and she can when she's not at school. Otherwise, Nate saw what I did, and he actually made his own lifting page and started doing the same thing I did. And then I think how many months down the road, maybe 5, 6, he started seeing millions of views. And it's either me recording him or him recording me, and we kind of just reverse that cycle. So
Bro's got that. Let's go.
All right, boys, we're just going to take this time, a little intermission, to shout out our boys' merch line coming out
April 21st.
Okay,
April 21st.
so a few weeks. Stay tuned for that. Sick hats, sick hoodies, sick shirts. The message behind it, what does it say on there?
A story behind every thread.
Okay, so
Amazing.
what does that mean?
I think of it as everyone has a story in their life or how they've overcome something, hardships and lessons learned. Instead of expressing it vocally, you can do it through a piece of clothing. So I say a story behind every thread. So every thread in the clothing represents who you are and what you've been through as a
And
story.
it's comfy, it's high quality.
Super high quality. This is nice.
You could take a nap in this thing, right?
Oh yeah. Slunk. Swift Union. Let's go.
I gotta grow out the mullet again if I want to rock hats.
Yeah.
I feel like the fade.
Oh, you had a mullet?
Yeah, I had a little mullet action. It was like a modern mullet.
Was it?
Yeah. This is the segment where we talk about haircuts.
Sick.
Shout out Ben Johnson, graphic designer.
Let's go.
Good stuff.
Great designs.
Shout out, Ben.
Crazy.
All right, what else you got going outside of the gym? Wait, hang on. I want to ask you, why do you choose the gym to shoot all your content? Is there a reason?
I'd say that because I've always started in the gym from video 1, I've just kept it going there.
Yeah.
Little bit of change of setting.
And you enjoy the gym.
Yeah, of course.
You enjoy fitness.
Yep. I've also done some stuff outside the gym, just like kind of a little bit more cinematic.
Yeah. Are you into videography and stuff like that?
Yep.
'Cause I can tell your videos are pretty high quality, so you obviously have an eye for that type of stuff.
Yes, I
so
do.
Are you into videography outside of kind of what you do?
I am not too much. I'm working on a lot of other stuff, but when I do have the time, I will go out and
It's just like a hobby.
Yep, take photos, take videos, stuff like that. So
That's sick. That's sick. Yeah. When did you start getting into fitness?
I'd say about a little over a year and a half ago is when I started taking it more seriously. Obviously, you do it through like school or through sports.
Yeah.
But I never actually took it seriously after that.
Yeah.
Once I got out of high school, it's kind of when I probably nailed down on that. So
yeah. I feel like that's usually how it goes too. Is you kind of gradually kind of get into it.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to kind of, it's like I said, the expectations are just way too high with the CBUM and everything.
Yeah.
Typically, if you get out of a sport, I see a lot of people just going to the gym all the time.
Yeah. I think fitness is a huge thing that everybody should be doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody. It just shows me a lot about that kind of person. It shows that they're willing, they want to improve themselves every day.
I think it's more mental.
Sure. Yeah.
It's both.
People, I think I saw something the other day said, like, your diet and everything is what you do to look good, but the gym is literally just therapy. Like, it's just you do it for your mind.
Yep.
So I think, has the gym helped you in kind of like your mental struggles?
All the time. Whether if it's personal life, anything like that, go to the gym, kind of clears the mind. It's like, look around, there's other people trying to get better with you.
Yeah.
So it's being surrounded by people that are trying to do the same as you just makes you feel good.
100%.
Your body's a temple.
Yep.
That's right.
It's a machine. It's a machine. You got to fuel it with the right energy. All right. So through your social media success, when you first started, was it about earning money, or did you just have a passion for it?
It's just a passion, just like a kid with a big dream. It was more of like a therapy or just do it for fun, honestly. My very first video was for fun.
Yeah.
Then it kind of gets into that more mental area where you're posting it to help yourself, seeing others relate to that. So.
And then, like what kind of, how, I mean, I guess the money is not what you do it for, but like how have you gotten compensated for doing this, or?
Yeah, it took about probably 6 months, or maybe like 4 to 6 months, to where Instagram started to put like those ad monetization on my videos, start earning money there. There's brand partnerships, of course. Brands will reach out to you. Sometimes they'll send you free clothing. You promote it with a video, and then they'll give you like a code towards their website for commission. So stuff like that. Sometimes they'll pay you to post content in their stuff.
Sweet. So now that you've built like a following, how are you going to turn that into like a brand and like, trying to like take it to that next level?
It's kind of doing the same thing of being consistent, posting, but maybe showing more of what you do, I guess, in a sense. So like clothing, of course. Just post.
Snapchat is probably a big way to do that as well. Be more authentic. Yep.
Snapchat, of course, there's stories. You see the big celebrities just posting a lot every day.
Yeah.
That's kind of trickled into my pool now, to where I can do that now. I have that ability. But as far as that, just probably just keep posting what you're doing, but also kind of like advertising it in a sense, but without doing that.
Like shoving it down,
Yeah, it's like people will see it's there. So for example, the clothing, I just use that as an example all the time, but you're wearing it or you see other people wearing it, but maybe the caption you have on is nothing to do with the clothing. It's something else. But people see it, it spreads the word, you just build a brand off of that.
True.
Is Snapchat kind of like your biggest thing right now?
I'd say so. I got in a little bit late, but I'm still got on the end of where it's very good for payouts, because I actually stopped that recently.
No, really?
It used to be like 5 figures just for one video.
Wow.
Now that's
crazy.
Now it's not like that.
Does that depend on like how many views it gets?
Yeah, because I think Snapchat used to give out millions a day. Now it's millions, I think, a week.
Oh.
Okay.
So they've kind of...
So they run out of money.
Yeah.
They're trying to catch up to TikTok and Instagram and all these other platforms.
I mean, it worked because I saw so many Snapchat personalities. like the Dobrik.
Yeah.
David
yep.
Dobrik, freaking
Yep.
Jake Paul, all them.
It's everyone.
Yeah, everybody's just spamming Snapchats.
Yep.
So
Typically, they want me to do that. I don't do that to where like, here's my foot, and they take a photo.
Yeah.
But
foot pics.
they want like 20 snaps in 10 calendar days of that month. So basically 200 snaps, and you're good for that month.
Okay.
That's like easy, I feel like.
It is.
Is that pretty
as
easy?
far as, you know,
You have to make it engaging as well.
yeah.
But I
They
see a
say
lot of-
they want quality over quantity,
Yeah.
but realistically, I think it's quantity over
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people will just put like a thumbnail at the end. Like they'll
A lot of people do.
They'll take
Yeah.
like 100 snaps in a day, and then they'll put like an attractive girl on the
Yeah,
on
exactly.
the last
To
snap.
hook you.
So then that's the thumbnail.
A lot of people just post their girl. So I don't know.
crazy.
Yeah.
Man, was there? Wait, so you said it was like 5 figures for one video? Is
Used
that-
to be.
Okay.
Used to be.
But was that? Did you have to hit a certain amount of views in order for?
Used
like,
had to
get
be the top. I don't know what their criteria was for like top 100, top 10 creators, but you just had to be one of the top people, and you get a pool of that $1 million a day.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
that? Imagine being one of the first people to get in on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw this guy. He made I think 65 grand just for one video, and it wasn't even that many views.
Yeah.
So
Like how many?
I think it was only 800,000.
Yeah.
It was just because he did well in that day.
65 grand.
He was like the top guy in that day. So
So you posting snaps every day?
I post
Understand.
spotlights, which is like an Instagram reel or like a TikTok. So it's like their short content version on Snapchat. I do that at least once a day. But I want to get into doing more of those stories because that's where the real money is at now with Snapchat. So just the ad monetization.
Got it. So what advice would you give aspiring influencers?
I'd say hit that record button. I think that the hardest part is starting. For me, I was trying to be so cinematic. My first video, it took a long time, but when I got posted, it's seeing my face on a screen. Obviously, at first, is a little scary, but once you keep doing it, getting used to it, it doesn't really matter.
That is true.
You're gonna get judged if it's on a screen or in person.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter anyway you do that, but hitting the record button, posting that first video, I'd say would be the best advice I give to them.
That's huge. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, I didn't really have a problem. Did you have a problem with that? With your
Starting?
Did you see your face on a screen and did you like cringe at it?
I think for me, it was just starting and like talking
Yeah.
to the camera.
Yeah,
It was so hard.
I've had some clients that are like, oh man, it takes me so long to get used to talking to the camera. But it's like for me, I feel like it was kind of natural.
Yeah.
Did you feel like it was kind of natural for you, or did you have that first beginning part?
I had the first beginning part for sure,
That was
but it's probably because I wanted it to be a certain way.
Yeah.
But because I was so new to it, I didn't know how to do it that way of like these other influencers that were doing it at the time. But
yeah, interesting.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree.
Interesting.
I was just showing him some of my first videos, and I'm like, dude, they're terrible.
Yeah. Do you look back at your old videos and do you cringe?
I did like last week, and I was like, like I was telling you earlier, how do you see that text? It's so dark. I used to put the like, what do you call it? I would make it so dark just to like fit the mood. And now that I look at it, it's like way too dark for a screen.
Yeah.
Now I just leave it how it is, and it looks pretty good because of the settings I use for the camera. But
That's sweet.
Yeah. What kind of, to round this whole thing out, what kind of message, like if you were to give one message to your viewers, like what would it kind of be?
this might sound a little cliche, but staying consistent and staying true to who you are, not posting content just because you think it's going to do well. Don't post it for the views, post it for yourself.
Yeah. What about like people who don't even like want to get into like the social media space or are just living their own life? What kind of, do you have advice for them? Is that something that you think about with kind of like the brand with, a story behind every thread, somebody who's kind of going through something?
Yeah.
Do you think about?
I'd say just keep your head up. There's better days to come for sure. Just because today's not the best doesn't mean tomorrow will be. You woke up for a reason, and you have a decision to either let your dreams lay on the pillow or get up and make them happen. So
I like that.
That's huge.
I like that. It's huge.
Beauty.
Cool. Well, what kind of other avenues do you see yourself kind of getting into in the future?
I just started a YouTube. I've been posting my reels and spotlights on there, so just shorts at the moment. I want to get into more videos, but mainly YouTube is what I'm focused on now.
Yeah, I think that'll be huge in creating, more authentic content. Because then they'll be able to see your own personality through those videos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I feel like a lot of what you've done is just there's not much like of your like true personality. Like I mean, you haven't talked much at least.
Yep.
So it's a lot of like.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's heard my voice.
Yeah, no.
So this would probably be the first thing.
First drop.
Yeah.
Voice
Have you thought
reveal.
about that? Have you thought about like?
Oh yeah.
Have you been worried that maybe like you have to start talking to your audience more versus just put up in the gym,
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm worried because it's this kind of the same thing as me.
It's kind of planned out. Like you wanted to grow the following.
Right.
And now you can kind of push it.
Right. It's like me answering questions, but instead of like a snap or just texting it back, I could send a video, something like voice message, something like that. So
Just starting. That's
Cool.
huge.
I like it.
Dope.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Round it out?
I think we're good.
All right. Thank you, Jet.
thank you guys.
It was
you,
an
sir.
awesome conversation, man. I'm excited to see where everything goes for you. Keep going. And yeah.
Sweet.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sir.
Boom.